Hello, internets! Thank you for coming to my Patreon. This is IronGut, by the way, in case you didn't know. And this Patreon campaign that I'm setting up is for the IronGut universe, as I've yet to come up with a better name for it. The Ask IronGut universe is basically my Ask blog on Tumblr and its side projects and spin-offs, such as Ask the Orcatoons and the main storyline that I have going right now, Patches of Grey. Now, with this Patreon, I am not going to be changing the Tumblr at all. Everything that I've been putting out for free is going to remain out there for free. You are still going to be able to read the stories, read the answers, everything you want, all for free. What I want to do with this Patreon, and the reason why I'm starting it, is because I want to make it a little bit more. I want to expand it, not in the way of expanding it outwards into other side blogs and such, but I want to make it a comic as well. And basically, I can't afford that, and I can't draw myself, that kind of stuff. So I'm basically opening it up for crowdfunding. If you guys were to be so nice as to basically chip in as little as you want, this is the wonderful thing about Patreon that I love. You can chip in 50 cents, a penny, or you could chip in $5 or $10. And basically my goals are as such. I want to get, at the very least, one new piece of specialized artwork made specifically around what's happening in the chapter per week. I release a chapter per week of whatever's going on in the Ask blog, and I want to have a piece of art that goes with it based on what's happening in that chapter. So I've set up a couple milestones, basically. I've estimated that if I get $10 a week, that's my minimum. That is what I will be able to use to pay for a new piece of artwork of all the characters that are currently going on. Basically one scene from the current chapter can be drawn and put up with the chapter. If I get $15, I can make it inked artwork, cleaned up lines, very nice looking instead of just a sketch. If I get $20 per chapter, this is where it starts getting good, because that I'll be able to ensure that I'll be able to do a fully colored picture for each new post. And with that, I'll also start doing some extra stuff as well, like giving you sneak peeks at such, live streaming the images, which I will then color myself, things like that. Then we start getting a little bit crazy. If I'm somehow able to get $50 per week for this, which would be absolutely amazing, that would be beyond my wildest dreams. I will be able to make it into a full-on webcomic. I will have not just a single scene drawing per post, but a full-on comic page per post, and this will essentially become what I've always dreamed of having, is my own webcomic. Which I'm sure if you guys have been reading as diligently as I've seen some evidence that you are, you would love that just as much as I would. So at $50, I would be able to get a black and white comic basically made for each new weekly chapter that I put out. And at that point, there's no point in me not doing this. I'll also retroactively do all of the previous Patches of Grey chapters that I've put out. Then we start getting to what I call the stupid, crazy, awesome, everything level of funding, which is basically, if I can manage to get $100 per chapter, I'm not only going to make that comic fully colored each and every single week, but I'll do tons of other stuff, including more spin-off blogs. I'll be either probably or possibly, I'm not sure which, making the comic not just weekly, but twice weekly. I would have to see if that's good, if that would work. I would do a trial run of it, but yeah. Basically at that level, this becomes, a job for me, and I will be able to focus tons more time than just the hour a week that I spend on it right now. For you guys, though, what I have is pretty simple. I'm only asking for 3 different levels of support. The first is basically, if you could donate 50 cents a week, that's all I'm really asking for the basic level. I really don't want less than that, because, at a penny a week, I'm never even going to reach the $10 a week minimum. But at 50 cents per week, I just need 20 of you to give me 50 cents per week. That's basically $2 a freaking month. Anybody can afford that. Hell, I can afford that. Uh, uh, if you would give me that, that would be able to help me so much. And at that, I'm going to give you some stuff. I'm going to give you access to the Google Doc where I do the writing for Patches of Grey. And then, of course, also the next story arcs that I do when they come up, which is, of course, A Dragon Out of Water and Food for His Ink, The Story of Greg, which I've yet to come up with a better name for, but it's a good enough name as it is. If you pledge $5 per week, that's really where things start to get interesting for you. Because at that rate, God damn it, you've earned my you've earned my eternal gratitude. That is amazing that you would do that. And at that point, I would basically share with you the entire, projects folder for the Ask Iron Gut universe. You would be able to see everything that I'm working on, including pre-reading, the other story arcs, which I am actually working on at the moment. I have gotten some pre-written already. You would be able to read through those and I would invite you then to ask me questions, and I would give you whatever sneak peeks you wanted. I would tell you directly what I'm planning, and you could even collaborate with me on it if you like. The next benefit is basically if you can pledge $10 or more per chapter. I wouldn't know what to say. I would be eternally grateful. I would be your bitch. I would be whatever you want. And at that level, the official rewards that I would be giving you, instead of all this superfluous stuff that I probably really won't, I would do basically whatever it takes to include you on the project. I would have you be making cameo appearances. I would be brainstorming actively with you over, where the story's going, what it means, all the psychology behind it, everything about the entire story and universe, which makes it wonderful and deep and awesome in my opinion. And then, of course, chats with me about the projects, and we could even do a spin-off blog of you and me, by itself. Just like Ask the Orgatoons has been, you would be another spin-off blog featuring you and whichever character you wanted that I created, in whatever time period you want, really, because I actually do have a timeline established at this point for Ask Iron Gut, and that's the Patreon. So, if you guys can contribute, I would love, 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 love so much. I can't tell you how much of a dream it is for me to be able to see this not just be a story anymore, but actually come to life in images, in illustrations, possibly even becoming a webcomic of my wildest dreams. This is what every fur lives for, is to see their creations come to life, and I know you know the feeling. So, thank you very much. This has been IronGut's, and Patreon, donate for me! Goodbye.